For more on the investigation and the search for answers, let's turn to Scott Hamilton. He's an airline industry analyst and managing director at Leeham Company. He joins us from Seattle. Scott, welcome.
Good afternoon.
I want to begin with this heat flash that was detected in midair by U.S. satellite. What does that mean exactly, and how significant is this?
Well, we don't know what it means at this point. Is it something that could have resulted from a bomb on board or some other source? Is it something that resulted from the breakup of the airplane itself? At this stage, we have no clue what that means.
And why would a plane break apart in midair? Does that also signal some kind of catastrophic event?
Yeah, well, there are really only very few reasons why a plane would break up in midair at cruising altitude like that. One, of course, is the missile theory, which experts have said that the ISIS didn't have a missile that was capable of going to 33,000 feet. Another, of course, would be a bomb that would tear the airplane apart. The third is the tail strike theory, that the airplane in 2001 had a tail strike, and it has been known that these events cause a metal fatigue over time. Another could be just a catastrophic structural failure or systems failure of some kind. At this stage, it's all hypothesis.
So clearly there's a lot of theories out there on the table. Is there one that seems the most plausible to you at this stage of the investigation?
There isn't really. The only thing that we really can conclude is that because the airplane wreckage was scattered over about 7 miles, the airplane did come apart in midair. Why? It's all theory at this point.
And how important is the debris field in a crash like this, in getting some answers?
Well, the debris field will help supplement whatever comes out of flight data and cockpit voice recorders. It would help you understand how the airplane came apart. It would help you understand the trajectory of the debris. We've seen pictures of the tail section of the airplane where, it, at least in the pictures that we see, which of course aren't very close, there appears to be a more or less clean break across the top of the fuselage. That could suggest the tail strike theory. We just at this point don't have enough data. We hear in studios or even reporters in the field who have not been allowed to the wreckage site. We don't have enough data to really understand what's happened, but this is what the investigators are going to be looking at.
So Scott, what is the first step in this investigation that is absolutely vital? Is it the flight data recorders along with the cockpit voice recorder?
Yeah, the recorders are going to be the easiest thing to understand basically what's been happening in the cockpit and to that airplane up until the point of disintegration of the airplane. And of course, this assumes that the recorders were operating properly. If there was an explosion on board the airplane, probably the cockpit voice recorder will have picked up something of that nature. The flight data recorder will, of course, will tell us what the airplane itself was doing, what the pressurization was. So those will be the first things that should give us the first indication. Then you go and analyze the wreckage and you look for any burn patterns that might support or refute any theories about a bomb or a missile strike. You look at the metal to see whether or not there was a metal fatigue that could support a theory of a tail strike 14 years ago. So all of this combined is going to be very important.
So clearly a lot of theories out there, and so far no clear answers as what went so horribly wrong. Scott Hamilton, we appreciate your time, sir.